Namaste. Friends, welcome to the poem on Ukraine. The title of the poem is An Assault on Innocent Blood. A poem in 6 parts. The immediate context for penning down this poem is the unprovoked and brutal war perpetuated by Russia on Ukraine, deeply saddened by the images, horrifying images of the war. The poet has responded by penning these few lines, and here is the poem in 6 parts for you. Poem number 1. There is more to hear about an assault on innocent blood. Only gunshots, booms, blasts they hear of the cities, missiles flying like rock fragments from the crater. Where is the mellifluous human voice, and where are the musical notes of the singing birds? In the darkening cobalt sky yielding to the ruby flames on the ground, they hear only the cries and shouts of men and women in sub-zero temperature, rushing like captive horses let loose from the cage, flocking like cocks and hens, the railway stations and bus stops panic-stricken, crossing the borders in thousands like the Masai Mara migration. What can a poet do except sing sadly to the tuft of shots and falling blood? Can a poem replace gunshots, booms and blasts? Can a dirge erase the scars of war from memory? Poem number 2. A war-torn country from blood and tears. They came here like aliens on the command of a president for life, filled with nothing but hate, fear and ambition to claim the land as theirs. A very proud young armed man from the neighboring land, fighting on the cold lands with mortar on his shoulder. He witnessed his comrades, bleeding and dying like the shot birds, meeting their end in apocalypse. Where is Rasansko Avansky? He shouted amidst shelling. His comrades spent hours searching in the darkening winter, sleeping in holes and trenches dug in the snow-laden land, dreaming of returning to home in a foreign land. Should the humanity suffer for one man's single flaw? Poem number 3. His family is at home dreaming of his return, the horror that he faces in an alien land. He faces alone, like a mythical Greek soldier. His mission is over, he thinks, but he is asked to stay back until the butchered land surrenders. One man's ambition is another man's poison. Who is fighting for what and for whom? They know they are for freedom to choose, the other for freedom to occupy by force. Poem number 4. As I was sleeping through the silent night, I woke up with a thud to the deafening thud outside. At first I mistook it for an accident, but soon I realized from the billowing smoke it was a missile that hit the sleeping city cave, and I knew this would be my first fight to keep my country safe and free from the unprovoked war. And to do that, I'll give every ounce of my boiling blood. I'm not a trained soldier, but the spirit is splendid to defend to the very end. But that comes at the cost of my life that I know I can't mend. Poem number 5. There is a little boy crossing the track holding the father's hand with a Ukraine flag in his hand. He is confused but excited. He doesn't understand why hundreds are thronging the platforms like the frightened antelopes. He watches the grim face of his daddy and others. He watches them board the train, already crowded, but doesn't even fuss, playing with the flag. He doesn't know where they are heading to. He doesn't know war is hell to yell at it. His mother is glum, wondering about the grim future. He still plays with no space to stand and sit, as all other kids watch, unmindful of bombs landing around. His mother kisses him, drawing close to her warm bosom. There is a little boy standing in the crowd at a far end, waving his hand, reciprocating the innocent joy, making others feel the moment proud and cheerful. Poem number 6. And the freedom they are fighting against the horde is for the triumph over the hate. In the blistering cold winds blowing like hurricane, in the frightening desolated roads where the insane enemy forces are bulldozing, and dripping blood from the bloody hands and legs seeping like sewage. But God knows the truth, and the man knows the lie of the hope of freeing the world from the scourge of war, too distant like stars. Amidst persistent nightmares of cries and curses screeching fervently, chapped, dry lips whispering a final prayer. But the dead know neither victory nor defeat. The dying know neither truth nor illusion. The living anyway know not how to suffer. Thank you very much for watching. Namaste.